Good evening, my friends. We are live. This is Live Free or Die, and I'm your host, Eli King. Thank you for joining me. This is alternative news media, people. All right, a little different in here. They got the lights set up a little different, so it seems like I'm in a new studio. But anyway, like I said, this is alternative news media, the real media. So let's get started with our first story here. 12 years after 9/11, USA now fighting side by side with Al-Qaeda. That'll be basically one of the topics, or one of the many topics we'll talk about and cover. 9/11 just passed, so, we have to remember, never forget, as they say. And one thing I want people never to forget is building number 7. And, the reason why we're going after Syria, and we went into Iraq and Afghanistan to get all the heroin, and it's because Al-Qaeda, right? Al-Qaeda attacked us on 9/11, and now we're helping them in Syria. But before we get to that, let's go back and remember building number 7. You see, we have a poll here. More Americans believe World Trade Center number 7 was demolished than believe the government's explanation. Also, we have an article from the Policy Mike. This piece of crap, treasonous reporter, states that why conspiracy theorists get it wrong. And one of his points are... NIST concluded that the blast within the building did not occur and found no evidence that could explain why that it would have happened. No witness reported hearing of such a loud noise, nor was such a noise heard on the audio tracks of video recordings of the World Trade Center number 7 collapse. Now let's remember, people, this building collapsed in 6.6 seconds in its own footprint at free fall speed because of some fires in the building. Like I said, the guy said there was no noise. But let's go to this first video where at 11 seconds into the video, I believe it is, you can hear a loud boom, and then you see the left side of the penthouse start coming down. So let's go to it. Video number 1 there. Actually, this is a video of Michael Hess. He was in the building, and he said he heard a loud explosion on the 8th floor. Let's go to it. Sorry about that.
Otto back on the phone with us, Brenda, with some New York City officials. Frank, go ahead.
That's right. I'm standing here right now just off Broadway by City Hall with Michael Hess, who is the city's corporation counsel. Mr. Hess, you were trapped in, I believe, 7 World Trade Center. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I was. I was up in the emergency management center on the 23rd floor, and when all the power went out in the building, another gentleman and I walked down to the 8th floor where there was an explosion, and we've been trapped on the 8th floor with smoke, thick smoke all around us for about an hour and a half.
All right, you heard it there. He said he was trapped in World Trade Center number 7 on the 8th floor, and he heard a big explosion. There you go, Mr. Policy Mike. Who is this writer? Eugene Kim. And this guy's probably an Obama-nite, a vomit lover. But yes, we also have another video of, I believe, some more sound or something. Let's just go to it. This is from Architects and Engineers, 9/11. Over 2,000 architects and engineers. All right. All right. Oh, there goes the decimal levels there. There you go. And, well, there you go. More evidence that there was a loud explosion at World Trade Center number 7. And I believe we have a third video of some witnesses. Now we can have witnesses at the scene with 2 firefighters and some witnesses at this next loud explosion.
Yeah, here's one of the guys. He can tell you I'm okay. All right. Here, hold on. You want to call your mother or something?
You gotta get back from here.
I know that. All right.
Get back.
All right. Don't worry about me. You need to make calls right now. All right.
I know you heard that, right? Let's play that one more time, just in case you didn't hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, here's one of the guys. He can tell you I'm okay. All right. Here, hold on. You want to call your mother or something?
You gotta get back from here.
I know that. All right. Get back. All right. Don't worry about me. You need to make calls right now. All right.
There you go. Policy Mike. You know not to go to Policy Mike, trust their news anymore, because they're like the mainstream media. They are liars. It's like CNN, MSNBC. This is why you watch me. All right, let's go on to my next article now. Leader of Syrian rebel group calls for attack inside the United States. And he also just happens to be the head of Al-Qaeda. Oh, yeah. Remember Ayman al-Zawahiri, the leader of the Jabhat al-Nusra, which is the primary opposition force in Syria? Well, he has called attacks inside the United States. Al-Zawahiri just happens to be the leader of another group you might have heard of, Al-Qaeda. Yes. This guy, apparently the Syrian rebel forces, or otherwise known as Al-Qaeda, control of Jabhat al-Nusra, they had a dispute basically, and so this guy Al-Zawahiri took over the two sects, and like I said, the Syrian rebels are Al-Qaeda. So if you support the Free Syrian Army, you are supporting Al-Qaeda. And according to the Patriot Act, you should be thrown in Guantanamo Bay without a lawyer, as Senator Lindsey Graham states. And, that's it. So I think maybe we should throw Senator Lindsey Graham in there, John McCain, Barack Hussein Obama, a.k.a. Barry Soetoro. But, their time will come. Anyway, let's go to the next wonderful article. Black jihadist flies flag over Christian town of Malua in Syria. Yes, more Al-Qaeda black jihadists whose inhabitants still speak the language of Jesus. This is a Christian town where the people speak the language of Jesus. Let's go to this report by RT. They'll better explain it to you.
After a week of looting, executions and forcing residents to convert to Islam at gunpoint, Syrian rebels are reportedly now fleeing the Christian village of Malula. Our correspondent there tells us that an ongoing army offensive has dislodged jihadists from many parts of town, but the fighting remains heavy. RT's Maria Finoshna reports now from the embattled village.
So we are right now in the center of Malula village. Everywhere we can see signs of recent battle. We hear shelling, but we were told that this is the Syrian army.
The mood is cheerful. Soldiers are smiling and relieved. The jihadists have been booted out.
Some of them were killed, some of them escaped.
Locals joined the army to defend their native town. The soldiers in light-colored uniforms are the so-called national defense.
The terrain here is very difficult with mountains and caves, but we know the area better, so we are carrying on with the operation.
We come across one grocery shop owner who we filmed back in 2012. Then he told us that the armed rebels hasn't come to their village, and why would they? This time he's armed with a gun among Syrian soldiers, and he has some questions again.
Syria is a land of history and of love. They sent terrorists here from all corners of the world to kill Syrians and each other. Why? I ask the world, why? If a European citizen is so much as slapped across the face, there'd be a scandal. While in Syria, how many victims, how many hundreds of thousands have been slaughtered? When will it stop?
We quickly find out that it won't be today. Held by the militants for a week, it seems that mountaintop Safir Hotel still poses a threat.
That's Safir Hotel. Our goal was to liberate it and push on to Martakhla Monastery, but we couldn't do it. Their snipers are everywhere.
Ma'aloula is home to many Christian churches and monasteries, as well as mosques. Everywhere we go here, we see either crosses or minarets. Now, added to these, we see black jihadist flags. It's time to head back.
We're good. I had enough
But while
of
in
that.
the car, something goes wrong.
All right, I had enough of that. There you go. That basically broke it down for you. They're not Assad's forces, the Syrian Free Al-Qaeda army, who are supported by the Obama administration, are going into Christian towns and basically raiding churches and flying their black Al-Qaeda flags on the Christian cross. And then they're cutting out Christians' hearts, throwing them off of roofs, beheading little girls, as in our next report over here. Precious little girl dismembered while she is still alive by Obama's psychotic Syrian rebels. It's from Michael Schneider, The American Dream. Mother Agnes Miriam El Sablib is a Catholic nun, Mother Superior of St. James Montessori in Quara, Syria. She has been living in the country for about 20 years, and she has been very active in reporting what has actually been happening on the ground inside Syria. She states, and a whole bunch of other people state, that there is even a video that shows a girl being beheaded alive by a frame saw. If I find that video, I don't even want to play it because, you know, I mean, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. They're beheading babies, they're beheading little girls, and they're forcing them to convert to Islam. If you're a Christian, they're forcing them to convert into Islam. They're, you know, declaring Sharia law. Anyway, next article. U.S. military Al-Qaeda rebels produced sarin gas for chemical attacks in Syria. A leaked U.S. military document reveals that Al-Qaeda possessed and produced kitchen-grade sarin gas for chemical attacks against the Syrian people, further adding to the evidence that the Al-Qaeda Syrian opposition launched the August 21st chemical attack in Damascus as a false flag in order to frame Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Yes, that was from Kit Daniels, Infowars.com. And there's just more and more mounting evidence, more and more videos that to prove and to show you what's really going on in Syria. Let's put the number up and take some phone calls here. See if you got anybody out there. Rand Paul's response to Obama's Syria speech. Yes, Obama made this damn speech, basically saying, but he backed out. He backed out of from Congress voting. Why not give Congress a chance? Because I'll tell you why. Congress will shut his ass down. Congress does not award. The American people do not award. The American people are waking up and we are catching on. And Senator Rand Paul, you can go to YouTube and watch this speech, basically broke it down, and hopefully he runs for president in 2016, and I will be running for him. Even though I am not a Republican, I am not a Democrat, I am a constitutionalist, and I believe in the Constitution, and it's what we should fight for. Once again, the number is 212-245-7273, 212-245-7273. All right, people. Next article. Read. Tea Party Republicans are anarchists. Yeah, there was a video for this, but we're not going to show it. You can just go to Infowars.com and catch that video. Apparently, first, let's talk about this Reed thing. Reed says that Tea Party Republicans are anarchists. So basically, he's calling his fellow Senator Rand Paul an anarchist. The Tea Party Republicans are not anarchists. The Tea Party Republicans are Jefferson's Republicans. Okay, we believe in freedom, liberty, and our Bill of Rights, basically. But let's see what our next caller thinks, and we'll go to him now. Caller, you
Hello.
are on the air.
Yeah, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
I'm doing all right. Like researching about the October 1st deadline, like I told you last week.
All right. Well, what do you got on that, brother?
Oh yeah, October 1st, talking about FEMA Region 3.
Yeah, I read a little bit about that. There's some alerts out there, some blogs, with FEMA basically converging down in FEMA Region number 3, which is, I think, the Virginia area, getting MREs, body bags, ammo ready. Have you found out anything else on that?
Yes. Yeah, I found out that, South Carolina is supposed to be a nuclear target.
Oh, absolutely. Well, according to Senator Lindsey Graham, that's what he believes. But before that, 2 days before that, some nukes went missing. Now, coincidentally, Senator Lindsey Graham says South Carolina will get nuked if we don't attack Syria.
And also, I've been tuning into InfoWars. Infowars.com and everything, and I've been hearing about South Carolina, something about that. 'Cause that's in the FEMA Region 3 area.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of great websites you can catch. DrudgeReport.com, InfoWars, NaturalNews.com. Anything else on your mind, Steve?
Yeah. Now, they're talking about some type of false flag attack or something. That's Syria. That's what they're referring to, about false flag.
Well, yeah, false flag attack inside Syria. Well, where they will have the Syrian Al-Qaeda rebels use chemical weapons that we gave them.
By the CIA. That was trained by the CIA.
Exactly, that the CIA gave these Al-Qaeda scumbags the weapons, and they'll blame it on Assad.
Exactly, but really we're the ones that gave them the money and the resources.
Absolutely, Steve. You hit it right on the money, brother. Listen, I appreciate the call, all right?
All right, you take care, man.
All right, brother. All right. Let's go on to our next article. We got to move fast here. We're running out of time. Real media blocks Obama's attempt to plunging nations into World War III. Yes, real authentic media destroys Obama administration lies designed to launch nations into World War III. Now, you may ask, who's the real media? The real media, you're watching it right now, because you cannot trust CNN, Fox, MSNBC, all of those bought and paid for. 2008 bailout, too big to fail. I don't know why they got bailout money in 2008, but that's another story. Because they're bought and paid for by the government, you see, and you can't trust them. It's all disinfo given out by the Pentagon, and the more and more alternative news shows like myself, and especially Drudge Report, and a bunch of other alternative news media out there. So we got to keep up the good fight, and start your own little neighborhood newspaper, your own blog, whatever it is. Put up flyers, spread the word. Liberty and freedom is here, my friends. All right, let's go to my next article. Global warming computer models collapse. Arctic ice sheets rapidly expand as planet plunges into global cooling. For years we have heard all that global warming is threatening our planet, but now in a stunning turnaround, world scientists are warning that an era of global cooling seems to be upon us, complete with extraordinary expansions of ocean being recorded in the past year over here. There's all this talk about the polar bears dying, but the polar bear population is at the highest that it's ever been. And I actually have a graph here that'll show you last year's ice and this year's ice. There's actually a lot more ice in the Arctic this year than there was last year. You see, so you cannot believe it. It's all hype. They want to put in the carbon tax. the Earth has been cooling since 2002. Okay, so don't believe that shit. Do your own research and get the word out. Global warming is a hoax. It is not warming up, especially as fast as they say it is. All right, that's enough of that. Merck developer admits vaccine could. This is from actually Mike Adams. He says a Merck developer admits vaccine contains cancer viruses derived from diseased monkeys. Holy. Well, yeah, I covered this a while ago. The SV polio vaccine that was given out between 1955 and 1963, I believe. And they were bragging about it on PBS. They had a documentary there. And, they were saying how, we're going to weigh these Russians down with tumors. And so if you took this polio vaccine between, like I said, 1955 and 63, you're probably in your 60s by now or something, and hopefully you didn't come down with any tumors. If you did, now you know why. I don't take any vaccines. My kids don't take vaccines, and that's the way it's going to stay. Anyway, next article, Infowars.com. Chemtrail poisons are ruining your health from above, and you may not know it. If aluminum deodorants and antiperspirants aren't good for us, how can chemtrails sprayed in our neighborhoods be good for us? You probably don't know about chemtrails. Not many people do. Those are the little lines in the sky that trail the plane. And you get some real chemtrails, because a real chemtrail will evaporate like in about 30 seconds, but a real chemical poisonous chemtrail will stay up there for about 30 minutes. It usually happens in the morning time, lunchtime, and Sundays. Look up in the sky here in Manhattan. We get littered with chemtrails. And those are poisons, aluminums, barium, salts, poisons being poured on us. And it causes brain degeneration. It impedes the body's ability to digest calcium, phosphorus, and fluoride, prevent bone growth, and loosens bone density. Causes aching muscles, speech problems. Maybe that's why I'm having a problem speaking today. Amnesia, digestive issues, impaired liver function, impaired kidney function, and colic in babies. Depression, all sorts of other things. I could go all day, giving you side effects about chemtrails. But thankfully, you do get small mainstream media outlets covering it, like in Bumtown, Ohio. No offense there, but they'll cover it. One guy actually put some jars out with water. A couple of days later, they had it tested and had all these chemicals in it. It's a horrible thing. Anyway, next article. Prepare for tough times if your job has anything to do with real estate or mortgages. Because the high yield rate is going up. The interest rates are going to go up dramatically. So if you're into real estate, look for a new job. Actually, real estate is a good investment. If you actually own the land. You can buy now, buy cheap, but otherwise, get out. All right, let's take this last phone call really quick before we go and see what this caller has on their mind there. It appears the caller has dropped. All right. I'll call back if you want really quick. Next article really quick. Thousands of genetically modified insects set for release. Yes, we have all these genetically modified insects going to be released. Like robots, it's going to be a mess. They're gonna mate with each other. It's going to be out of control. All right, we got this caller again. Let's see if we can get him now. Caller, you're on really quick.
Chemtrails are cool, yo.
Oh, you like chemtrails? I appreciate the call. We got another caller. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, I'm calling the show before it's over, I hope.
All right, you got about 1 minute. What's on your mind?
My mind is I was having any questions about I didn't hear his name, the moderator of the show, but I'm calling to see if he has any news or does he know anything about targeted individuals who are victims of organized group stalking and the NSA.
Organized group stalking in the NSA?
Yes.
I know a lot about the NSA. I heard a little bit about the organized group talking. What is that, organized group stalking?
It's people who are surveilled 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I got you. All right, so what's happening to you really quick? Anything you want to get out there?
I'd like to, I have to spread the word about it because silence is deadly. That's the only thing that's continuing it. It's organized by different facets of the NSA, apparently.
You got any good websites you want to give to people really quick?
There's a website called Pink, Teacheaink. There's one called ICA, ICAACT. It's a group that's trying to see if people are implanted. There's a group called FFCHS.org, Freedom from Covert Harassment and Electronic Torture. Now, the one thing that you have to know about this website and many of the websites that are out there is that they're all infiltrated by people who are putting disinformation into them. They will give information that is, that they think they're being followed by aliens and things like that.
No, absolutely. We have to be careful of all those infiltrators. Anyway, we're out of time. I appreciate the call. Thank you very much. All right. That's it, people. Hit the outro music. Fukushima radiation levels 18 times higher than thought. Everybody's sleeping on Fukushima out there. It's 10 times worse than Chernobyl, I think. It's out of control. That last caller was great. Great info out there. If you like watching this show, you can watch me every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And God bless America. God save the Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance.